Hello, welcome everyone. If you are new to my channel, my name is Joanna and this is my tribe. If you are a returning visitor, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here again. Today we have, as always, I know, but I always have only amazing guests. So my guest is Alan, and it's another great story of meeting somebody during some events, meetings, preparations. So together we were volunteering for online Scrum Master Summit 2025. And as you can see, connections happen, relationships happen. Hello, Alan. Thank you for inviting. Well, thank you for accepting my invitation, and maybe there will be some other invitations in the future too.
Thank you so much, Joanna. It has been a pleasure to volunteer with you also during the online Scrum Summit. And as you said, it's small world, you just, even if it's online, you keep, good connection and, try to meet with people if possible, of course, online, but also maybe you never know, sometimes either somewhere in Poland or somewhere in Denmark. So it's small world, right? You never know. But it's pleasure to be here today with you.
Thank you very much. Definitely, you'll never know. So one of my tribe members uh, told me like, Joanna, are you in Warsaw in May or June this date? And I was like, yeah, I can be there. Great, because I'm coming from Asia. You see,
Oi! Why
small
not?
world,
Why not?
small world,
Yeah.
definitely
Mm,
small world.
mm, mm.
Alan, I bet that for a vast majority of my audience, your face might be new. What can we learn about you? What are the most interesting, valuable information we should know about you?
Yeah, maybe yeah, we can start. As I mentioned, Denmark before. I live in Copenhagen, and I have been around yeah, agile world for I don't know last I don't know 15 years for good and bad. I would say I love it. Agile mindset and behavior and yeah, some of my friends call me Ellen Agile. Just for fun because I see the benefits of doing things in a agile way, but also thinking in agile way in a sense of how can we quickly adapt or adjust in the some unpredictable situation. So before I jump into this wonderful world of agility, actually, I was doing a lot of software development and QA and testing. So, looking, from an IT perspective, I I understand all the kind of end-to-end, journey for the products. And lately, last 5 6 years, I start exploring more about leadership, agility, uh, transformation, as someone call it. I stopped using word transformation because I think it's overused, but I start using a word like evolution. Just like we humans evolving, from the since we were born and then school and maturing and so on. I believe it's also happening with organization. Uh, they now with all these AI, revolutions, a lot of organization now working on to evolve to the next stage of their development and how they can link AI and how they can, for example, benefit from AI using in some of their processes or some automation and so on. So that's about me.
Wow. So we have definitely great professional. What I understood from Scrum perspective, we would say that you have experience as a product developer. So you understand the details. You speak different languages, right? in the context of product development. And I also appreciate your change of vocabulary. Definitely, evolution resonates a lot with me. And well, unfortunately or fortunately, I share this point of view that the word transformation has been uh, misunderstood, misused in so many different ways that maybe we should adjust vocabulary and explain the whole idea in a different way.
Yeah, exactly, and that's also what I learned and experienced, in many jobs I had. When I ask, for example, leadership team, what we are going to transform to, and then just silence, nothing's there. But you call it transformation. What will be different? No, we just want, if it's a agile world, we just want Scrum or Save something. But what kind of transformation? You are not transforming anything. You continue business as usual, and you just add something. So therefore, I stopped using it and challenging always, organization, what we are transforming to.
Love that question. Definitely, very, very good one. So, Alan, I feel like we already used, well, mostly you, we already used the words like leadership, transformation, organizations a lot. Um, how do you understand? Maybe let's start with a quite broad, but I think a very important term. How do you understand leadership in the current professional setting?
Uh, in my opinion, just like with transformation, I would say people misunderstood what leadership is. Uh, Many organization and many people I also know consider leadership as a title.
Mhm.
I'm the king of the world. Uh, but actually, in my opinion, all of us are leader. You know, leadership is much more about behavior, how we work with each other, how we can support with each other. But also from time to time, you need to be direct when you are working, for example, with your team or with other people. You need to get your message through it. But what we need to do as a leaders, it is actually that we kind of sense or adapt our style depending on situation, and that's for me at least beauty of leadership, where I can step back and look at in the different lens what is happening, and not only disagree with people because I have a more seniority or something, but let's explore what is what is this situation all about. What you, for example, think about this situation. Let me hear your opinion before I just kind of, like a bulldozer, say, "Oh, I'm the king. I want to do these things." Let's step back together. Let's explore different options or opportunities, and then let's see how can we together work to solve particular problem or develop the product or resolve the conflict.
Mhm. So, what I hear from you is that we cannot just sit down and learn one specific approach, set of techniques, one specific style, and we can become a great leader. It feels like a leadership is actually a quite sophisticated art, right?
Indeed, indeed, and we need to become aware, but also agree with ourselves first. It's not a title; it's something much more. And then if we take ourselves in everyday's life, with the kids or family, or if you are studying and don't have a family, but you are leading yourself to reach some goal. If you have a family and kids, you are the leader or co-leader if you have a partner. but then you together work. Okay, shall we go for a vacation? What can we do for our kids to bring them in the school, prepare lunch package, whatever. So we are leading every day, but every day we are actually stepping back and reflect what will happen now, or some situation happen. How can I quickly adapt myself on that situation before we move on? And that's really important, in my opinion.
Wow, wow, wow. So every day we find ourselves in the situation of the leadership, and I guess we choose what kind of leader we want to be. And it sounds like a journey, right? It's not like a transformation with a clear end point, right? But rather a process of becoming better and better. And a lot of things will be changing around us, right? We will grow, others will grow.
Yeah, exactly, and that's for example what I'm also doing. I call it like reflective practice.
Hmm.
Uh, every Friday, for example, I spend maybe 10, 15 minutes, not more, and just kind of look back on my week. What I have done, with whom I talk with, what I didn't done, I should just spend these 10 minutes to reflect and say to myself, okay, some of these things, you achieve it, it was good, uh, but some of these things you couldn't achieve because of something. And then I, just try to explore, say, okay, what will be my next steps to reach these things which I didn't reach this way. So simple exercise, just like if we take a Scrum, for example, it's simple retrospective
Hmm.
for yourself, but not more than 10, 10 minutes. You can reflect. And then, as you also mentioned, adapt and adjust what's coming next.
Hmm. And 10 minutes sounds like no excuses. No, it's not 1 hour. No, no, it's five, not 5 hours. No, you don't need any sophisticated tools or equipment. Just do it, right? With whatever you have.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And then, with the time, you can even reduce it to 5 minutes, quick reflection time, and then, sure. I always use a kind of simple example, if you are kind of preparing, you are inviting guests or preparing dinner for your family or friends, or you are in the restaurant. And after you finish and clean up, or, pay the bill, going home or staying at home, you think, that was actually a nice evening, or some people tell you, oh, Joanna, this was so delicious. This, food and the wine was good. And then you kind of reflect, oh, okay, so the next time maybe I will not make the same food, but maybe I can prepare something new to surprise them. And that's reflection. And that's what all of us, or most of us, have this excuse, "Oh, I'm so busy, I don't have a time to reflect." Find the time. It's important.
So everybody finds some time. Some, not a lot, just a little.
Yes. Yeah, and with today's technology or something, we are spending probably, we don't have a time to spend half an hour on TikTok or Instagram, but we don't have a time to reflect for 5 minutes. Some people hate me when I say that, especially younger people, but that's reality what we should prioritize, in my opinion.
And Alan, what do you use for this weekly reflection? Do you use any app, or you choose, let's say, more traditional tools to avoid digital distractions?
Can you say it? It's just notebook. I'm
Nice.
just old man. I have all the tools I needed, but what I learned, at least for me, at the same, it's if I'm reading some books or something, I can do it, and I love all these digital world. Makes sense, store everything one place. But if I want to remember or implement something, I simply need a pen
Mhm.
and write it. Then it just stick. For example, if I'm reading some good book, especially if it's related to the work, First, I read it on a, Amazon Kindle. I say, oh, this is good, makes sense. And then I order physical book,
I
so I
see.
have it, so I can underline and all these. I can do that in a Kindle as well, but it doesn't stick in my head. So I need to have it something tangible, so I can feel it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I can relate to that. So I try to use digital versions because, you know, we are not cutting more and more trees, but at the same time, oh damn, digital book does not have the smell, right? Not
Exactly.
all senses are used. And even my Kindle reader, I have a very old one, but still working. Thank you very
Hmm.
much. No, no, no. It's definitely not the same experience. I'm in the same club. If it's called
Yeah.
Club for Old People, then apparently I'm old.
No, it's just me.
So, Alan, I know that you wrote some articles and that you are genuinely interested in the topic of leadership. So I've learned from your work about the term called context setting agility for leaders, if I'm not mistaken. Could you please elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, of course, and yeah, it is called context setting agility. And what does it mean actually? It's sometimes we are, rushing with so-called transformation, AI, all these things. But in many cases, at least what I experience, we are actually forgetting why we are doing this, how these new initiatives match with actually our context of, if we take organization, in the context of organization, how these new initiatives support, let's say, organizational strategy or organizational vision. Uh, and that's what I like to, let's call a challenge, teams, organization, just simple, yeah, question why, why we are doing this. And this is something what I learned, and also as we talk about just before about this reflection, you know, we might have a context, and I had a couple of example in my previous work where we worked on some products and used Scrum or Safe or some other frame, and it was like a hamster wheel. We were just kind of running from sprint to sprint. And then I was yeah, Scrum Master, Agile coach, kind of policeman. Oh, you need to do this, And then one of my colleagues, he asked me, Ellen, yes, we are delivering all these things, but is this still relevant? We totally forgot about the rest of organization. We forgot that ask ourselves, does our product still supporting any of these organization or strategic key objectives for this year? And that was kind of eye open for me. So, whoa, yeah, we are making this fancy graph deliver, sprint review. But then when I kind of step back and reflect and talk with leadership team, but also with the teams, then we realize actually that we spend I don't know 6 months working on something which will actually not support any of these key strategic objectives. And then I realized, okay, this step back, and in these teams I worked with, we had a standard sprint ceremonies, but once per month I use it, for example, retrospective meeting. Let's look at in the context. Does it still support organization objectives? Are we moving in the right direction, considering what is required from us or what is needed to reach organizational goal? Like taking this bigger picture. And that's, now I'm also preparing maybe late autumn. I will yeah, run kind of small trainings about that, 1.5 hour or something online, uh, just so people become more aware how important it is to understand the context, uh, both as a team, but especially as a leader. Because again, all this busyness, what we are bringing, and running, yeah, hamster wheel, then it's really, really important. Okay, let's step back. Let's ask this simple question: Is this still relevant? If not, why should we run endless sprints or PI planning depending on the framework? Let's stop it. Let's pivot or preserve and see what else we can do which is more beneficial for the rest of organization.
Okay. Thank you, Alan. So basically, it's this context setting agility means we need to regularly check what is the context, inspect, and adapt, because otherwise we are ending up with a situation that we do stuff, but where is the value? Uh, Maybe we already forgot what was supposed to be achieved and it's no longer relevant, right?
Exactly, exactly. And then also what I experienced when you come to this situation, running endlessly without any value, then people or leadership even, start asking question or start questioning: Is this agile or Scrum? Is this right for you? They are not delivering anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know. While Teams is working hard to deliver something, but nobody is using it because it's not relevant. So that's also what both teams and leaders really need to create this kind of bridge between and strategic goals for this year, for example, or long term, and our products we are working on, and how we can combine and how we can work as a team to bring the most value for the company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm trying now to connect all the dots because I think it's a really, really interesting term and very valuable perspective. So I will ask follow-up question if that's fine. So
Absolutely.
generally speaking, in frameworks like, for instance, Scrum, we have events like sprint review and sprint retrospective that are closing learning loops. And we should be able to, if this event is valuable and right conditions exist, we should be able to get signals, some information that can guide us in our empirical process control. However, when you speak more and more about context setting agility, um, I feel it's it's more, maybe you can, maybe less. I would appreciate help with that understanding. It's like related a lot to some broader context. Like, for instance, we have this idea of product onion, where we start with external layers of organization, vision, mission, business strategy, and then we have uh, product part of this onion. So we want to regularly check what is the context of those external layers of the onion. And maybe I can also imagine the situation that um, maybe we want to grab context even outside of organizations sometime, if it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I like this idea, from yeah, onion, but what I experience, again, I'm sharing just my experience. Looks nice on the slide or Miro board, but then nobody is following on it,
Mm.
you know. And as you said, yeah, it is about the bigger picture. You know, we are organizing ourselves as a Scrum team to contribute to the bigger picture. Not only that we should run sprints and sprint review retro. It is everything. It's about bigger picture, and therefore also many organizations uh, could see the benefits of organizing as agile teams to provide some values in the end. And as we also mentioned, looking outside of the onion, and that's what I call like yeah, a systemic view.
Mm-hmm.
We need to understand what is happening on the team level, outside of the team, stakeholders, but then you have also this customer. What we should, if possible, engage with them, understand their need, understand their context. And what I was also experiencing, we have all these standard ceremonies. If we take a Scrum, and suggested like 2 weeks up to 4 weeks, but many teams are experiencing nobody from the stakeholders or customers are coming to this review meeting, you know. And considering in the context setting, we should consider, okay, we want to run this Scrum way of working, but did we talk with our stakeholders or the customer? Can they join us every second week so we can show them? And if they don't can do that, then why should we have that meeting? Let's agree with them what is possible for them. Is it quarterly, monthly? And then we present these things. And again, we misunderstood the context. We didn't reflect, on what is important for our customers, for our organization, but also for ourselves. So Onion is nice, looks nice, as said, on the PowerPoint and some trainings. But then when it's come to actions, it's difficult to apply in my personal experience.
Mm-hmm. So, what we should do as leaders to apply that
To apply onion or context setting.
context setting?
God, yes, yeah. First of all, we really, as a leaders, we really need to communicate clearly.
Mm-hmm.
You know why we are doing this, for whom we are doing this, and what benefits or what outcomes we are expecting for it. Adding on the outcomes, it is also important that when we define these outcomes, someone using also objective key results, but let's call it just outcome, uh, to define how we are going to measure these outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
If we are as a team producing something which makes sense in the bigger picture, then say, okay, maybe one of the outcome in the next month is to increase the customer onboarding from 25% to 35%. That's our goal. That's the outcome we want to see. So leadership, clear communication, communicate with why, as Simon Sinek said, uh, clear and measurable goals, and then follow up. Follow up with the team and talk with the teams if they understand what is it all about, uh, if they need any support, and then regularly step back and reflect and see, are we still going in the right direction or direction change where we need to bring this agility mindset to inspect and adapt, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That sounds amazing. And now I just thought about, damn, in many organizations, we have a lot of teams. And what we are discussing, those problems, is something that can happen in every team, right? So, Alan, are you saying that this context setting, even if we don't use the word agility, but generally
Mm,
context setting with the whole idea, theme that we discussed, is it something that will be valuable, useful for absolutely every single leader in the organization?
absolutely. From my point of view, that's really the key for success. both on a personal level but also organizational level. And when leader understand the context and can clearly communicate it to the rest of organization, then I believe it will be much easier to work on something specific. And if context change, then let's communicate that as well. And then let's adapt, inspect, and adapt to this new context what is happening. But that's how I see it.
Uh-huh.
But it is really key for from my point of view and also from my experience.
Now I'm connecting more and more dots. So basically, in an organization, it's a job not just for a single leader, but those leaders, they collaborate, maybe even co-create, right? And it's also a matter of the quality of their communication, collaboration, right? And their work, so how they work together as team of leaders, as peers, or maybe there is some kind of structure. Not every leader can decide about everything, right? So we have some kind of decision levels of decisions. So all those leaders, let's think big, let's think ideal world. There will be a lot of communication, collaboration between them. And then, whenever context is changing, whenever we need any adjustment, the leaders will collaborate closer with their teams and help them adapt accordingly.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, and I agree with you. And uh, just to give you one example, what I experienced in one of organization. Everybody start talking, collaboration, cross collaboration,
Mm.
team, and all. I just asked simple questions to, yeah, I know, 6, 7 leaders actually. We were in the room. I say, okay, can you just describe how collaboration or cross collaboration looks like for you? And it was silent. Yeah, but we need to talk with each other. And when you talk with each other, what's happened? They just look at each other. Okay. And then one of the leaders said, Ellen, why are you asking this difficult question? And I told them, it's not difficult. You cannot promote something if you don't even know how it looks like. You know, and therefore, as you said, in this context, what multiply leaders, uh, they really need to understand what collaboration means. But the key message is that all their communication and support to each other on the leadership level, together on the team level, should be linked to the context,
Mhm.
what we are doing and why we are doing this right now, why it's important for us. Not only have a, as we know, like silos. You have I have experienced so many times us versus them.
Mhm.
Business and IT. Ooh, a dark side and so. But come on, we have a shared goal. We want to have a happy customer or sell the products, earn the money. How difficult it is just to talk with each other. But looks like, again, based on my experience, it is the key challenge, you know, with this collaboration. It's just a buzzword, but people collaborate only when it's urgent situation happen. Then suddenly they can all work together. Instead of saying, why can we do this on daily basis? So
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
indeed, indeed, and just reading or working with a different company, everybody is again using all these fancy words, collaboration, our culture and so on, no silos, and but then you come and see, you say, okay, you know how difficult it can be, especially considering we are kind of adult people. Some of us has maybe master or bachelor or PhD or finish at least some school. But sometimes we behave like a small kids in the kindergarten, in my opinion.
Well, oh well, that's another, I think, a very, very deep topic. I tend to say, and I think it helps a lot of people, is that assume good intentions, assume everybody wants good things. But the problem is that there's only one person that you can truly change in the whole world, just one. The one that you see when you brush your teeth in the front of the mirror, right? So I think that definitely that makes the whole situation tough because we want to control, right? We want to, not because of bad intentions, right?
Mm,
But I think we do not realize how little we can control in others and how much we can control about ourselves if we really choose wisely.
exactly. And yeah, everything starts with us first. You know, and if we cannot, if we don't understand ourselves and who we are as a human, then it's difficult to understand or lead or support others. We want everybody else to change, but not me. I'm perfect. And that's where this context setting and inspect and adapt 5 minutes every Friday, either in the morning or evening, 5 minutes to reflect, which can help us as individual to become a better person, but also better leader.
Mm, nice. So context setting happens on a personal level, teams level, department level, organizational level, right? I know we spoke about onion, but we have layers, right, where those things
I,
can actually happen, right?
I was just about to say, yeah, think about onion, what we talk about, and have always this bigger picture, the whole system and
Mm.
ecosystem we are in. So yeah, that's so right.
So, Alan, I think it might be valuable for my audience if somebody calls you and asks the question, Alan, what can I do to become a better leader today, tomorrow, just now? So, do you have any piece of advice, any micro actions, any ideas that you would love to share with others to inspire them? I know we already mentioned writing down our weekly reflection, but what else we can do?
um, yeah, first of all, start with yourself. When you call me or ask me, start with yourself. Define your context. Follow up and inspect and adapt for 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. I know I said before 10 minutes. Start with one action every Friday. 5 minutes, reflect on that and ask yourself, what can I do about it? What would be my first step to move forward? That would be my advice.
Oh, lovely. So, no best practices applicable everywhere. Just start this, let's say, habit. I think we want to turn this
Yeah.
into habit, right? And look for anything that helps you in your context. Maybe it will be about uh, more of listening and less of talking, right, during meetings. Maybe it will be introducing a positive habit of appreciation of your colleagues, right, on a daily basis, or whatever you find useful in your particular context.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, if you are a leader, ask yourself, what will happen if I delegate some more work to my team? What could happen? And take some small action and try to delegate to either the team or team member, and then follow up with that person or the team next week. Then you are actually indirectly enabling their personal growth, but also increasing motivation. So these small habits, as you also said, it can really make a huge difference, both for us as an individual, as a leader, or whatever we are working, but also bringing this happy team culture or motivated team culture. They will feel appreciated.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alan. I think it was a very valuable conversation, and definitely you helped me better understand the concept. Is it something that you created, or is it something that you've learned from others? You borrowed it from somebody else?
Yeah, right now I'm working with Bill Joyner. He wrote a book called Leadership Agility, which is really good book. And I'm working with him, and we will have in October training about leadership agility, which I will co-facilitate. But after reading that book, when you are reading kind of something and you have this aha experience, that's what happened with me. And that's, oh my God, we forgot this in this situation, we forgot this in that situation, you know uh, and then okay, let me apply that to kind of my experience. uh, and therefore I created two blogs, both general description but also my experience about it. I'm using his book as inspiration. uh,
Mhm.
you know uh, and as you said, maybe we don't need to call it agility, but it can apply in everything. And definitely, if you didn't hear about Bill Joyner or this book, I will definitely recommend it to read it. There are a lot of good real case example in the book, where many of us, I believe, including your audience, will reflect and recognize scenario.
Nice, nice. I love storytelling. I love
Mm,
this kind of examples. So definitely, that might be a nice book for me. Everyone, if you are interested in how to contact Alan, if you are interested in his articles, if you're interested in the book, please check description box. There will be some goodies for you there. So, having said that, thank you very much, Alan. It was a pleasure to have you here, to have you joining my tribe, and I hope to see you again in the future.
Dziękuję very much, Joanna. Really appreciate it. You gave me this opportunity, and I will also share some inspirational tools what I'm using regarding context setting in general. I will share with you, so maybe you can edit in your channel or your tribe, so people can use it and hopefully get benefits. But it has been really, really pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for your generous approach. That's really appreciated. And everybody, once again, check the description box if you are interested. Feel invited to contact Alan if you are interested in his work. And as always, have a good day, good evening, good night, and come back to me anytime. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.